Hi Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general energies for the 23rd to the 31st. My name is Jackie. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who've been here. I do weekly messages for all the astrological archetypes, and I combine tarot with astrology and numerology and psychology. So let's get right into things for our Aquarius friends. Sky's pretty quiet, happy to say, for this last week of August. The only thing we really have going, the only real movement is Mercury. Mercury is going to be moving from your 8th house in Virgo to your 9th house, which is where Libra's hanging out. So, until the 30th, until the end of the week, the Sun, Mars, and Mercury are going to be hanging out in that Virgo energy in your 8th house of merging, sex, intimacy, shared finances, inheritances, that idea, if you're dealing with that, if you're dealing with anything with taxes, loans, assets, property, even those of you who are involved in any kind of joint venture or joint goal, right, where you maybe have a business partner or you and a significant other or planning something, right? This could also have to do with your partner's resources. So there's a lot of critical thinking in there because Mercury is the mind, rules Gemini and Virgo, all about communicating to problem solve in that energy. Lots of focus there because that's where the Sun is hanging out, and Mars is that warrior energy, kind of wants to go in and make sure that we're on our right path in Virgo, which is very critical. So lots of that's been going on. It will be going on until the 30th, where Mercury is then going to transition into that 9th house. And 9th house has to do with, for some of you, it's going to be travel. It's philosophy. It's your moral code, your moral compass, your belief system. Higher education for a lot of you. Maybe some of you, those of you who are in college, you're going back to school. I'm a professor. I know I'm starting. Starting up again. Very excited to see the students again. It's also the space of law and religion and ethics and negotiating, publishing, advertising, marketing. So when we put Mercury in that energy, it's all about focusing on what's fair, because Libra's the scales, right? So it's about focusing on what's fair, what is the right thing to do, But keep in mind, though, whenever any energy is in Libra, there's always the potential for indecision, particularly when we're dealing with an air energy like Mercury. Mercury's the mind. Put that in Libra, it's like, I'm not sure what I want. So you might be experiencing a little bit of confusion when it comes to either, could be something to do with school, or your belief system as well. There might even be some confusion over travel for some of you, because travel and foreign lands and foreign cultures are also 9th house energies. So that's what's going on. So I want to just pull in some oracles just to kind of get a lay of the land here with some tarot at the end. And then I'm going to pull a full spread for all the general energies. Then I'm going to do separate for relationship, and I'll pull at the end for those in separation. I'm going to timestamp everything below. Release the dark wound, let love live. So you're going to know what that is, right? I mean, where is that thing that you're having a really hard time getting past? Where is that point that stuckness in your life, whether it has to do with a past relationship, a relationship now, some sort of situation within your family, your friends, anything like that, that's being clarified by procrastination and mending. And then we have the Two of Cups. So very interesting, because it seems like something really good wants to come in here, but there's this need to mend, and somebody wants to sit down and have a really good conversation here. This is about harmony returning, particularly if things have been challenging in relationship. This is a very mutually supportive energy. It's a very good conversation. If you need to have a conversation, that's going to end up, the way to heal something is through having a conversation that should not be put off right now. It should not be put off. And then we have the word wants to be written. Oh, I love it. So there's some sort of situation that you're trying to cultivate, create. This doesn't literally need to be a word. Some sort of situation that you're trying to create a relationship, create. It could literally be, if you want, a book, a creative project, some sort of, you're trying to manifest something into existence. buying that home, selling that home, whatever it is, something is meant to happen, but it's waiting for you. Now, the fact that we got it so close to procrastination, it's almost like you know something has to be handled and you're sort of putting it off. That's being clarified by soulmate. The word wants to be written when it's clarified by soulmate, and that's clarified by happy. It does look like some conversation might need to take place, Aquarius, with this person. It does not necessarily have to be an intimate energy, right? Soulmates could be family members, people that we work with, where we have a shared soul connection. But there's got to be this sort of like a broaching of a topic, opening up of a door. We have the Six of Air, and the Six of Air is about moving on and manifesting. For a lot of you, it's detachment, time away from something, just to like take a break and think. This allows some space to do some internal work. So it's kind of stepping away. But a lot of times it manifests more mentally than physically. So, you know, it doesn't mean that you have to leave that job, leave that relationship, leave that family situation, but where you're sort of like pulling back mentally or emotionally from a situation. But you have to ask yourself why. You feel, you know. This could be she or he, it doesn't really matter, right? But it's this idea of your intuition is really popping here. And clarifying that is the idea of sadness. Clarified by co-create. And then we have the Six of Cups. So, so for some of you, there's a lot of intuitive energy popping for you right now that you're feeling very sad about. Because you very much wanted a relationship to work. You would like to go back to a relationship. Six of Cups is that for many people. It is feeling very nostalgic and kind of turning back to the past to reconcile something and reconnecting and trying to find a balance in a relationship where maybe you weren't treated the best, right? That kind of thing. So some of you can easily be in that space. If it doesn't have anything to do with relationship, this could be a disappointment in being able to really want to expand a business, grow a business, do some sort of collaborative effort here. So this idea, but you're not liking exactly how it's going. So there might be this need to go back to the past, maybe reconnect with somebody from the past that can help you in a project that you're working on now. For some of you, it can resonate like that. For others of you, it might mean leaving a position, a job, a situation that you're involved in now and going back to something that you were involved in before. From a friendship to a job, it doesn't only have to be a relationship, you know, like an intimate relationship. But that's what it looks like. But you kind of know this. I feel like this is a very sort of like very mental energy, and I feel like your emotions are going to be hanging very sort of low. When I say that, what I mean is you know, in the astrological wheel, like the moon is going to be transiting your second, third, fourth, and fifth house. Those are very low. So your emotions, and those are very personal houses, right? 1 through 6. So you're going to be feeling a lot internally. There's going to be a lot more air, a lot more mental activity with you dealing with other people, but you have a lot of emotions that are going on specifically inside yourself that you might not be sharing with everybody. So on the 23rd and 24th, you're going to have the moon in your second house of Pisces, which is sitting in there with Neptune. So the moon rules our emotions, and when the moon is in Pisces and in Neptune, it's very dreamy. It's another, you know, it's the moon rules Cancer, which is a water energy. Pisces, as you know, is water. Neptune rules Pisces. There's going to be a lot of emotions going on underneath your hood about money, work, income, your values, your possessions, your priorities, your habits, your work ethic, you know, what you bring to the table in that way, how you feel about yourself. Even a lot of you are going to even be in that space, right? And then on the 25th and 26th, the moon's going to be transiting into your third house, into Aries. So the moon's going to be in Aries for a couple of days in that third house. So you're going to be a lot more assertive when it comes to your ability to communicate. And Chiron is in there at that point. Chiron's still retrograde until December 28th. So a lot of really positive conversations. You just want to make sure that you think before you speak. I always say that when the moon is in Aries, because your emotions can feel very, you know, I got to bust out of here, right? It's almost like a restless energy. So you want to be careful of that. But not like Gemini restless. That's coming later in the week. Aries energy is more like the strong desire for new. That's a really good way of looking at it. Then the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th is good. We have the moon in Taurus in your 4th house. The moon is exalted in Taurus, which means that you are able to meet your own emotional needs, having to do with home. It doesn't only have to do with where you live or who you live with. It also has to do with your metaphorical ability to feel at home, grounded, rooted, and safe and secure. And you're able to better identify what your needs are in this way. So it's a nice energy. Taurus is a very grounded earth sign. So I like this. And then on the 30th and the 31st, the moon transits. It goes into your, it ingresses into your 5th house. Gemini is going to be hanging out in there. So when we have the moon in Gemini, our emotions, the moon, can feel kind of scattered, kind of all over the place, very exciting, but it's a positive kind of scattered. It's not the kind that will make you feel, it doesn't have to make you feel necessarily anxious, though it depends on what else is transiting your personal chart, right? Because this is a general reading. But that's the vibe of the moon this week. And, you know, getting into this, we have the 10 of Wands. So I do feel like at the beginning of this week, you know, I'm not surprised, right? With the moon in Pisces, you're going to be feeling this element of overwhelm and burden and just overwhelm. Some of you, you're overwhelmed by a feeling of nostalgia, of really wanting to reconcile with somebody, you know, of really wanting to reconnect with old friends, really wanting to find the balance in a situation, really wanting that. Then we have clarifying that, we have the Ace of Coins. So the Ace of Coins is a very nice energy because this is auspicious for every area of your life. Now, for some of you, this is like feeling very nostalgic about an old job you were in, family situation, anything like that. But the Ace of Coins is new, right? This is auspicious again for any area. So this is about getting what you desire, right? This could be money coming to you quickly, or you being at least shown how to achieve what it is that you want. Connection coming to you quickly, at least figuring out how to bring that to yourself, right? Because this is a nice foundation of stability energy, very fortuitous energy. And then, but clarifying that is the 7 of Cups, which is a little funny. Aquarius, I feel like you're going to have choices this week. It's choices and confusions and commitment issues because you're not sure what's real and what's not. And because of that, things feel up in the air. But you definitely feel like you're at the beginning stages of something. There's this beginning stages, this next stage in your life, this next stage. But there's an element of confusion about it. But then look, we have the 2 of Cups energy here, which is really nice. This is a mutually supportive relationship, or this is a new person if you're unattached, or this is a positive proposal coming in. This could be, even if it has to do with work, you sitting down and having a really good conversation and then there being a positive proposal at the other end of it. But this is about, especially if things are difficult, you know, right now, harmony returning and you being able to nurture whatever it is that you're in. So, you know, you're sitting down, you're having this energy, but then we'll go into the 5 of Swords is clarifying that. So it does seem like there is some sort of argument, right? Venus and Aquarius, like there's this clash of desires and reality. So what you want is not exactly the reality that you're living. And that's a tension and an ongoing conflict that you're not going to win right now. This could be happening inside of you, right? Where you feel this strong tension where you just want change. You just want change. And if you feel like you're trying to fit a circle in a square, if you feel like you're trying too hard, just step back and don't do anything. Just really try that, you know, if you can. Just try not to do anything. As I do, because we do have the Hermit alone here. Like psychologically, the Hermit reverses. You may feel alone or unsupported right now and even kind of lost. But this might be because you don't want to ask for help with a situation, or you don't want to put yourself out in a certain way. You don't want to put yourself out there in a certain way. Now, this could also manifest as feeling victimized or martyred because you're having a really hard time moving on from a situation that you intuitively know isn't good for you. You know, so if you're in a time where, I don't know, maybe you feel cut off from your friends or you feel cut off from your family, just think about this, think about what I'm saying, because, this might be a message that it's time to just really rely on your own guidance and that, and then we have the sun clarifying that, which is beautiful. This is the best card. I mean, numerology, this is the Wheel of Fortune. You've reached a turning point here, and the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter in astrology. So this is all about success and good health and getting what you need to make what you want happen. So step back and really look at where you could be kind of like your own best friend, your own best advisor. You might be in a space where you're dealing with somebody, though, who's just really difficult, right? With that Five of Swords, it's like pain in the ass energy to deal with, quite frankly, right? Because no matter how reasonable you try to be, no matter how loud you yell, no matter how loud you cry, stamp your feet, whatever it is, it's not going to change a damn thing. It's not, right? Because you can't mitigate somebody else's stuff. And that's the thing with the Five of Swords, if you're dealing with it with another person. The best thing that you could do is just sort of step back, walk away, deal with whatever temporary disappointment you're going to be feeling, because it's a minor arcana. It's not going to last. But for some of you, I feel like you're in this relationship, you're having this lack of agreement, and you're feeling very alone in the situation. But then you're going to rely on your own senses, and that's exactly what you needed to do the entire time. So that we can relate the same thing to a business situation, family situation, doesn't really matter. Then we have the Four of Coins. Yeah, I mean, look, it's the security and this idea of protecting yourself. I'm definitely getting this a lot from this reading. So a lot of like relying on yourself sort of thing. Clarifying that, and with the Four of Coins, this could have to do with money, or it could just have to do with the mental, physical, and emotional connection. Where you're very concerned about not only your security, but having a firm foundation in something. So some of you might be worried about money. Some of you might be worried about, anything like just feeling like a lack of connection to somebody. But if it isn't money, we have the Knight of Swords, which is expect the unexpected, very like unpredictable kind of energy. Things coming to light, underlying conflicts being exposed. This can be a huge relief for some of you, or super, super confusing, depending on where you're at. So whatever it is, when this hits, wait for the dust to settle, but it does look like something is at least ending the way that you knew it. So for some of you, the death energy could be that you're moving, quite frankly, right? Because that is one of the interpretations. But this could also indicate, obviously, relationship ending, that really up to this point was not good for you. It really wasn't. It needed to end. There needs to be some sort of time away. If you guys are ever going to get back together again, there needs to be some separation right now, If the bones of it were good, you're going to get back to it. This could also have to do, same thing goes for a family or a friendship situation, same thing. If this is to a career or money, this could be a possible ending of a business connection or avenue of money. And even though things might be tough initially, this energy indicates that there's something new on the horizon for you. You just have to be really patient. And then we have this idea of justice, which is a Libra energy, fairness, 7th house. This has to do with contracts. 7th house is contracts. It has to do with your client. It's your marriage partner. It's your business partner. It's anything having to do with sharing, and it's also your interpersonal style, right? That's what the justice is. Libra, and Libra rules that 7th house energy. So what I'm getting here is that something that you were involved in perhaps was not very fair, was not very making you feel very emotionally satisfied. Maybe something at work seemed really unclear. If that was the case, you're better off just holding back, right? Holding back on signing that contract, dealing with that legal matter, because there might be something going on that you're not really aware of yet, but you intuitively vibe. So you might experience some delays, but those delays are meant to protect you, because you are protected here, if that's the case for some of you. But for others of you, it's this idea of self-protection, expect the unexpected, some sort of upheaval is going to come in, game-changing energy with this death card, and then lots of discussion about what's fair, what's not fair. We have the Nine of Swords, anxiety, right? Can be some depression, not responding well to the external stress because your way out of something isn't really clear. But then we have the healing star energy. Very nice, right? I mean, this is you. You are the star. In numerology, though, this is the strength energy, which indicates that something is has a potential to heal after a difficult time, but something needs balancing. But there's hope here, and there's guidance, and there's a change for the better after a difficult time, but something needs balancing here, it does seem like. For those of you, if you're very worried about money, this is a really good energy, because this is money luck, right? Work you do begins to pay off. You've considered your long-term goals. You prioritized well, Aquarius. So some of you might be guided to begin a new business. You might figure out that you have a really cool hidden talent that you could put to good use, because this shows like awards, fame, all of that, inspiration. Nice energy there. And we have the King of Wands. Yes, you wanted to be a free spirit. Free spirit. So this is a really good energy to express your ideas, go after what you want, and don't be afraid that you are not enough. You are. Don't worry, you have everything that you need to grow. Yes, Empress. Venus, mother of the zodiac, right? Mother of the tarot, rather. Venus is the mother of the zodiac. So Empress, yeah, it's all about growth. So this could literally be, you know, getting pregnant, growing a business, growing, moving in together, getting married. I mean, anything that would, in your world, equate to you growing your life more, that's an Empress energy. Because it's all about birthing something new, right? And growing and expanding. So that's what I have for the general messages. We're going to go into relationship now. Let's see what we get. Okay. So I'll do a 7-card ellipse for you guys. Qualifiers. 5 of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. Knight of Wands. 10 of Swords. King of Swords. Good. Vulnerabilities, insecurities abound. Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's see. So the 5 of Pentacles is just feeling the sense of lack. Very psychological card, though. Really, it's feeling tested. Some of you might literally feel tested as far as your resources go, or you have a fear of that anyway, like a lack mentality, fear that you're not going to have, even if everything's fine, you fear that you're not having enough. This could also show a fear of losing the security of your home, the foundation, right, that you have within the relationship, anything like that. This could also be the pain in the aftermath of a breakup, right? If you guys were like in a difficult space, just feeling that lack of connection. That's in the past. Right now we have the Wheel of Fortune. So some of you are going to be getting back together. This is an energy of reconciliation. It can be, right? But it's definitely faded. This is a good luck energy. It does indicate a turning point. So if the bones of the relationship were good foundation, excellent. If not, you may feel like, you know, you're trying to fit a circle in a square, you know. But don't be surprised if somebody just sort of like magically reappears that was either from your past. Now, it doesn't even, you did not even need to be intimately involved with them the last time they were in your life. It could have just been a really good friend, but it's this idea of coming back around. Then we have the Knight of Wands, like fire up your ambition, your motivation, your passion. And this is a nice energy. Events speed up, locks are lifted, and decisions come in. So if you guys have been waiting for somebody to call you, to have that conversation, you know, ask that question, getting the results from something, even, right? About that house, about the pregnancy, about the offer of something. There is a nice energy here. Now, the advice is to look at the 10 of Swords and recognize that there's an ending going on here. But it's an ending that has a history that you're very happy to say goodbye to. Because it's the finality in the release of something that's going to free you from the frustration and stress of whatever that situation was. Even if it's a little painful right now, it's the end of a really difficult era in your life, time period. And now you're going to be able to transform. and just to a lighter, healthier version of yourself. External to you, we have the King of Swords. So a person that you're dealing with in relationship is relying a lot on logic. They're outwardly calm, no emotions. This is the energy that's external also. So maybe this is sort of surrounding you, which wouldn't surprise me, you know, because it is, you know, it's Capricorn and Aquarius energy. It's you and Capricorn. Clarifying, well, not clarifying this, but in your block position, we have the Four of Pentacles. Again, I mean, this comes up again. It's this idea of security. Wow, I have to protect my heart. I have to protect myself. I have to protect my stuff. Feeling kind of closed off, right? And that being a block. But then we have the Star, which is beautiful. That's you. Again, coming up, healing. Destined to be with somebody, Aquarius. It's time to find either that soul connection or recognize that this person that you're with, I mean, while you're like, oh, but it's so hard. Well, then they're probably your soulmate. Congratulations. Those are the hardest, right? The hardest. In our life to teach us lessons. In our life to teach us lessons. Not comfortable all the time. Sometimes they're in a life for a reason and a season, not a lifetime. That's where we want the red thread energy, which is like a soulmate. How cute are these little cards, right? They're just hard to... So we want that red thread energy as a soulmate, but a person we learn the lessons with, and then we end up with them, right? Knight of Wands. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. We have two knights. Knight of Wands and a Knight of Pentacles. This is like firing up your motivation, your passion, your ambition, and really wanting to invest your time wisely in this situation. There's no question. But when we have the Knight of Pentacles, there is somebody who's very, very loyal, very dependable, very, you know, they are the rock, but you can't not see that something's a little askew. And I feel like that's been coming up a lot for you guys in relationships. It doesn't matter what deck I use. It doesn't matter, right? Something, they lack something. A belief system, shared belief system, excitement, interests, something like that. Ten of Wands, yeah, again, here, overwhelm, responsibility. Look at that. The Magician, good. This is Mercury, right? Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So you guys, this is allowing a really good conversation that's going to allow healing through a deeper understanding. Like lots of empathy here, you know? But it's dealing with reality, right? Because Virgo energies are very like to be of service in the day, in the daily, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, let's sit down and figure this out. We have the Hermit energy that if you're in a relationship, you may be in a space where you and your partner are realizing that it's time to invest more energy and work to smooth over whatever issues you guys need to address. You know, you may be in that space. If you're single, you may be in a space where you're looking back at past relationships and looking at past cycles, just so that you don't repeat whatever's gone on in the past. Like, no thank you, I don't want that anymore. Yeah, we have the Ten of Swords again, coming up. Again, end of a challenging time period, for sure. Page of Cups. Good news coming in about an emotional aspect here. This could have to do with anything that would impact you in the relationship realm. So it could be new love coming in, offered. This could be finding out that you're pregnant, right? Some sort of, or, you know, will you marry me, move into, because it could have like a family vibe as well. Anything that would positively impact an emotional aspect of your life. After these challenging, we have those two tens. Nice. Settling some sort of conflict, either within yourself or with somebody else, by following your heart. Very nice. Settling it up. We got all these, we have like double 10 of swords here though. So it's something that was painful. At least we know it's like gonna be gone, right? Okay. So that's good. Alrighty. So let's pull for those of you in separation. So I'm going to pull some oracles, and then I'll see if I need to pull some tarot. Oh boy, somebody's not done. Still lots of emotions here. X, breakup, separation, addiction, kisses, wedding rings. Okay. I know I lack balance. Okay. Would I be rejected if I contacted you? Do you still want me? Clarified by breakup, separation, stopping the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. So it's like confusing. It's like, you know, if you contact each other, it's going to start that cycle up again. I know I lack balance, but it's not so easy to look at. The distance between us is killing me. I long to hear your beautiful voice again. And that's being clarified by addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, restraint. It's any sort of imbalance. I love everything about you, even though I may not like you sometimes. Our beliefs were just too different. I couldn't reconcile mine to yours. But that's clarified by kisses, unconditionally loving, giving, and receiving affection. This relationship makes me feel bad about myself. You're too hard on me. Now this could be you towards them, them towards you. I have to be in contact with you again. I miss you too much. And then it's being clarified by wedding rings, union, soul connection, everlasting promise. I miss the peace I used to feel with you before all of this. So, guys, what I'm going to do is what I did. I felt called to do it for Capricorn. I'm going to do it for you. If this, then that. I usually only do these in my private readings, and only sometimes even then. Because I work privately with a lot of Aquarians, so if I never did it in your reading, it's because I didn't feel called to. So if this, then that means if you do something, then this is what's going to happen. All right, it's how it's going to end up. Okay, King of Wands. So King of Wands is expressing yourself, expressing your ideas, expressing what you feel, not allowing the idea of you needing to be perfect, anybody needing to be perfect, right? Just coming in and expressing yourself, right? That's what that King of Wands energy is. So if you do that, then we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a very nice energy. This is by you expressing yourself, that's going to incite there being a lot of really hard work figuring out how to master the relationship, how to approach the relationship from a very logical and diligent point in order to try to work things out. It's you guys recognizing it's not going to happen overnight, because the Eight of Pentacles is a I'm working on it kind of thing. So if you express yourself, that is what would happen. We have the Page of Pentacles, right? So if we have this auspicious new beginning that you guys are very, that you're very willing, ready, and able with bells and whistles, right, to actually put in, then it's going to get to a point, though, Eight of Cups, where you're going to have the emotional intelligence to recognize that something just doesn't feel right and it's time to move on with sadness but no regret. If we have the Four of Cups energy here, which means if there is an energy of restlessness, of boredom, of blaming, I can't be in this relationship because of A, B, and C. I can't do this because of this, this, and that, right? You know, you really do need to look at, you know, your role in everything. I'm not blaming you for anything, but just the cards aren't actually. But it does mean that there's a need to heal some sort of past unhealed issue, right? So if you sit down and you do that, right, if you approach this from an honest perspective, then you're going to have the moon. The moon is difficult for relationships, right? Because the moon does indicate there being confusion and disappointment and feeling let down. So it's almost like you're allowing yourself to be in an open way, very vulnerable, but you may not get the same thing back because this confusion and disappointment and this feeling of like feeling let down is going to end up inciting this feeling in you that you're not going to be able to escape, that you truly believe the relationship's probably not going to end up working out, even if you want it. Queen of Wands. So what's going to happen if you totally step into your power here in this relationship, where you come forward and you come up with, you present options, ideas to re-energize the relationship? What's going to happen? You're going to end up in the Five of Pentacles, where there's pain and disconnect and loneliness. So I don't know if those were helpful for you. I'm sorry that it wasn't like even better, but these messages are pretty clear. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of emotions here, but it does seem like a little bit of like trying to fit a circle in a square. Like you guys really care a lot about many aspects of each other, but for the long term, it doesn't seem like this is something that could actually really work out, because there's imbalance here, and it seems like not from you. So, all right, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.